So today I'm going to be drawing a chair for y'all in linear perspective. So first I want to draw where the seat will sit. Kind of look at where it should be in proportion to the desk. Just kind of draw it. Make sure that line is straight and about how wide you want it, the part that you would sit on. Now I'm going to choose the thickness of the seat. Draw a parallel line to kind of choose how thick I want that seat. Now I'm going to do the back of the chair. I want the back of my chair a little bit leaned back. I don't want it straight up and down because most computer chairs have a little bit of a lean to them. Generally, with linear perspective, you always want to draw the part of the object that is facing you, the side that's facing you, and in this case, just the edge of the chair is facing me. Now I'm going to take this corner all the way back to the vanishing point. Take this other corner all the way back to the vanishing point. I'm going to take the top of the chair all the way to the vanishing point. And then I'm going to choose how wide to make the chair. So here's the width of the back of the chair. Since the front line is slanted, this back line where I end it will also be slanted. If you want a more vertical chair, you can make it more straight up and down. I'm going to give the edge a little bit of thickness because I don't want it to look like a hard chair. I want it to kind of look like a thick, soft, but sturdy chair. Kind of connect this line here. There I kind of have the dimensions and thickness of my chair. I'm going to go from this corner to the vanishing point to show that little edge at the top. And I'm going to go from this corner to the vanishing point to show how wide the seat is. I'm going to end and get this little end here. I'm going to end the seat about the same width as the bottom of the chair here. Now I'm going to erase the inside of the chair because the chair isn't transparent. Darken the lines I want to keep. Soften and kind of round out the edges because I want this to be a comfy chair that you would want to sit in. I'm going to erase my extra orthogonals. As always, you want to draw light till you get it right. Erase the inside here. And kind of round out my corners at the top to make it look more like a cushy chair. I'm going to round out the seat area, kind of clean that up some so it doesn't look like a hard chair. It looks like something you'd want to sit in for a while. Put a little bit of a raised cushion part there. Maybe dip it down where you sit. Add to a little bit of detail around the edges. Now I'm going to imagine where the stick in the middle would be. So it would be coming down from the center point there because it's attached at the middle. Those lines would be parallel. And the part that lets it spin kind of wraps around the bottom of the chair there. Make sure that's nice and dark. Now I'm going to be adding kind of the bottom part of the chair here as I go down. Kind of darken this area, make sure it looks like it wraps around. Now here I'm going to draw where the legs of the chair kind of go out. The one facing me, I'm going to line it up with the vanishing point. On either side of the stick. I'm not going to make it look very long because it's kind of pointing towards me, and I'm going to curve over the edges because that's where it's going to be on the wheels. This will be like one of the chairs with 4 little wheels at the bottom. Here we go. Kind of make it look like the plastic part wraps around. And this is where the wheel part attaches. I'm just going to kind of freehand that back wheel. You'll just see a tiny bit of it peeking out. And the wheel that's heading to the back will stick out straight backwards, and you'll see the full length of it this way. I'm just kind of freehand it because I want it curved. If you wanted it more square, you could draw it with a ruler, but I want this one curved because I want to make it look like it wraps around that wheel. And the front one is just going to stick straight out as well. I'm going to kind of wrap it under, make it look like the wheel is connected. The little corner will kind of go to the vanishing point, and the end over the wheel on the right side will go to the vanishing point. Kind of darken that there. Now I'm going to freehand arms on this chair, just kind of connect it over, make it a little bit flat where you'd lay your arms, and then give it a little bit of thickness. If these were more square, each of the corners would go to the vanishing point, but I'm making these kind of curved, so I'm freehanding them. Kind of darken it up. I'm going to go towards the vanishing point to see where the other arm would be. Because if I go towards the vanishing point, I know that the second arm is going to appear a little bit smaller, and it will fit between the orthogonals if I were to draw orthogonals from the corners of the first handle. And there is a chair in a linear perspective. Just doing a little bit of touching up, and there you go. Okay, here I'm going to be adding a bed to my room with the desk. For this purpose, I'm going to draw the end of the bed first, a rectangle just ever so slightly lower than the edge of the wall here to kind of show where the bed would meet the ground up against the wall. The reason I'm drawing the backside first is that I want to be sure that it looks exactly up against the wall. And I'm going to draw the height of the backside of the bed. I'm going to make it fairly tall so I can get both the mattress and the legs of the bed in the picture. If you were having a 4-poster bed, you might make those lines even taller. So this is the bottom of my mattress. This is the top of my mattress. And the corners will line up with the vanishing point. I'm not going to go quite all the way off the page. I'm going to stop before I get to the end of the page so y'all can see the end of the bed. So now I'm going to get the bottom side of the mattress here. Connect the ends with a vertical line. So those 2 lines are orthogonals on that wall, headed straight towards the vanishing point. Make sure this line is nice and vertical. I'm going to draw the line all the way to the ground because the foot of the bed is on the ground just past that line where the wall ends. Then I'm going to draw the foot of the bed. Flat horizontal line across here. Normally I draw the foot of the bed first and then go to the corners to the vanishing point. But this time I just decided to draw the head of the bed. So yet again, it ends up being a basic rectangle at the foot of the bed. Widen it to that orthogonal so I can make the corner of the bed. I'm going to erase the lines on the inside because the mattress is not transparent. Draw this little vertical line from the foot of the bed. Make sure it connects all the way across. So a lot of times I draw that bottom rectangle first and then connect it to the vanishing point, but I did it a little bit different this time. Make sure that line is nice and straight. Make sure the second leg of the bed under there is the same length. Let the edge overlap a little bit, because rarely is the foot of the bed or the leg of the bed right against the edge. Kind of draw a little bit of something there to show that it's holding the mattress in place. Give a little bit of thickness to this leg under the bed. That line could be a little bit straighter, but I'm going to erase what's inside. This little edge on the inside of the leg will go to the vanishing point. It will be an orthogonal. Nice and vertical to end that leg up under the bed. The inside here you'll see just a little bit of a slant because we're almost right under the vanishing point. So you won't see very much of this side either. If you were right under the vanishing point, you wouldn't see any at all. I'm going to shade that in to kind of show that it's in shadow under the bed. Erase this line here. Now I'm going to thicken up the posts of the bed. Kind of give them a little bit of decorative round edge, just kind of freehand it. And create an arch at the headboard. You could have a square headboard if you wanted to, but I just wanted a little bit of an arch. I want to show where the mattress is kind of, the bed frame is holding the mattress across here. Shade that in some. Watch it kind of wrap around the edges of the mattress there, kind of let it overlap, make it look like the mattress is sitting on top. Same on this side, gonna kind of go around that corner just a little bit. It's ever so slightly wider than the mattress. Side. Now I'm going to round out the corners because right now that looks like a rock hard bed that no one would ever want to sleep on. So, but if I round out the corners and give it some like wrinkles, so vertical wrinkles on the edges, kind of round out those corners, make it look softer. Horizontal wrinkles across the top of the blankets. And I'm going to draw the line where the blanket kind of wraps around the bed, where it's folded over, overlap the edge just a little bit. Then I'm going to freehand the pillows. I'm going to vaguely make the edges of the pillows go towards the vanishing point, but I'm going to keep them pretty rounded. Make sure that line is nice and straight there. Shade under the bed to give it a little bit of depth. And there's a bed in 1-point linear perspective.